each one of these is 2,764 watt hours, so we got almost 9 kilowatts of power right there. So the goal is to bring in more power than we're using, so that way we go into the evening at like 100%, because if we don't go into the evening with 100%, we're definitely not making it all night. So the AC is set to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. This is saying it's 75 degrees in here. It is struggling to keep up since it's so hot. Maybe we need to go ahead and set more panels out. You gonna get them geese? But have a pretty special dinner planned tonight. Frankly, it seems a bit disgusting, and I kind of thought it was a joke. Oh, no, that does not look good. All right, one hot, steamy pan of... Hi, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Larry. We're gonna be camping here tonight on Lake Texoma at a campground called East Burns Run, site number 4. It's very affordable. I want to say it's like $25 a night or something. I'll have to double check that. I'll put the price down here if it's anything other than that. But full hookups, well, power and water, either way, pretty nice spot. Since it's so hot and sunny today, I figured today would be a really good day to test something out. I don't really have solar to speak of on this camper, on my Lance 1062. It has a 100-watt solar panel up on the roof, but that's not going to do anything really. That just kind of keeps the batteries charged, the couple batteries to run the 12-volt system in here. But I want to be able to run my air conditioning off of the sun, basically. So I have a very large power station. I'll show you guys here in a second. I have a lot of foldable solar panels, so I kind of want to see if I'm able to just run it solely off of that and not be plugged in. I am here to where I can plug in if this doesn't work out, because I'm honestly not sure if this is going to work out or not. But here in a minute, we're going to go outside, put this foldable solar panels outside on the ground, and at least just see what we can come up with. I want to see if it's even feasible. All right. The heat just hits you the second you walk out here. It's like 96, sunny. The humidity's probably 100%. I don't really know. It's crazy, but check this place out. So you got plenty of pavement. The spot next door is a little close, but hopefully it's just going to be the back of somebody's camper if somebody pulls in here. It's the middle of the week. It probably won't even be anybody over there. See where I got the dog pen at right there. Got a picnic table area, nice and shaded. A couple spots to barbecue, and a fire pit right next to the water. You can see people just anchor their boats up right there on the shoreline, right next to their camps. So this is a pretty prime spot if you got a boat. This is like a fraction of the lake. I can't, there's no way, I don't even if I had a drone up in there, I don't think we can cover the whole lake. It's huge. But luckily, the spot I got got this big grassy area, so nobody's gonna be on this side of me. And you can kind of see just a lot of nice flat pavement to park on. Fortunately, there's no shade, but for this camping trip, I specifically picked this spot out where there was no shade and there was a field that I could put some solar panels out on, because I want to see if this works. So let's go ahead. I'll show you inside the trailer here. I got the Apex300 and then the Bluetti PV350, and each one of these is 2,764 watt hours, so we got almost 9 kilowatts of power right there. And it's currently just plugged into my little fridge. You can see I got e-bike in there, and it's a little bit of a mess, but we're gonna pull some solar panels out, plug it into that, and then we're gonna plug the camper into this and just see where we're at and what we can get going here. Right now we're at 82%. So the goal is to bring in more power than we're using. That's gonna be where we're gonna aim for. So that way we go into the evening at like 100%. Because if we don't go into the evening with 100%, we're definitely not making it all night. And I really don't wanna wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and have to come out here and plug this thing in. So that's what we're gonna try to do right now. At least there's sort of a breeze off the lake. So that's at least making it somewhat bearable out here, but man, I'm already sweating. We're gonna get these things laid out as fast as possible. A couple camper trips ago, we're at the beach and there's still just sand everywhere. Even though I've taken the leaf blower and blown this thing out multiple times, it's just sand everywhere. So Bluetti sent me 4 PV350 panels. We're gonna go ahead and set those out, see if we can get enough power just off of those. If not, I borrowed a couple other panels to see if we can get that thing to run this camper. Whew. All right, I already lose the hat. Ugh. These things are quite easy. They just kind of have a couple snaps right here. And then lay them out like that. Set them up. And then there's some legs here on the back. Just kind of Velcro and drop down like so. We're going to bring it kind of back since the sun's pretty high in the sky. Want these things angled up at the sun as much as possible. People are going to think I'm crazy because there's power right there. I mean, why is that guy setting up solar panels? Golly, it's hot. So I got these 40-foot extension cords with MC4 connectors on it, and this side has a XT60, which doesn't really matter. It's just what plugs in and everything. So we're gonna run these in parallel, which again, you don't have to know how to do all this stuff. Just once you kind of learn how to hook it up once, just hook it up the same way every time. There we go. Plug those in. We'll run the cord back to the trailer. To save time, I went ahead, hooked up the other 2 panels, so they're all 4 hooked up to 2 different extension cables. And I like to unravel them and keep them in the shade because these wires do get really hot. So right here, I actually installed this thing to run wires through. That way I could keep the door shut to the trailer and be able to have the wires run out from underneath it, so I can do this exact thing that I'm doing without having to have wires running out the door and have this door unlocked and open, because you know, there's some expensive things in here that I don't want stolen. And right here on the side is the PV input. So it's 12 to 60 volts, 20 amps max, 1200 watts max times 2. So there's 2 ports in there. I know you probably can't see them both, but there is 2 ports. So we'll go ahead and plug these in. So we have 24 watts of AC coming out. That's the Starlink. And then we have 106 watts of DC output, which is the refrigerator out here. And then this right here is the DC input. This is what we're bringing in solar, 866 watts. Although that's 1400 watts of panels out there. So I'm not sure why that's as low as it is, being that it's in direct sun. Let's try to adjust those panels a little bit more. All right, didn't really adjust them a whole lot. The sun, as it gets, it's almost directly up in the sky. So as it gets a little bit later, we should be getting more direct sun. Okay, see if that helped out. 907. I have a feeling that's not gonna work, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and get the camper plugged in and then see where we're at. Go ahead and unplug this thing. Plug this in real quick. All right, we'll go ahead and pass this wire through here. And we'll go ahead and get that plugged into the 30 amp plug back here. Right there. We're already pulling 500 watts. I'm guessing the AC has not fully kicked on yet, so we'll give that a few more minutes. So the AC is set to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. This is saying it's 75 degrees in here. It is struggling to keep up since it's so hot. But let's see, we got water heater. We should go ahead and just shut that off because we don't need that right now. Drawing off the electric. The fridge is also being drawn off electric. Let's go ahead and just change that over to propane. I feel like this AC is going to draw 900 watts. And like I said, we're trying to get the wattage over, or we're trying to bring in more solar than we're using. That way it'll charge up throughout the day. Let's go ahead and Turn it down to 62. It'll never get to 62. We're just gonna get it to the point to where it's just staying on the whole time. Because if it, there it is. Now it's kicking on. Okay. I don't know if you probably can't hear that, but just kicked on. Let's go check outside. So we're using up 1,346 watts. We're still only bringing in 919. So that's not going to work out. Oh, I can stand in front of this AC. I feel like this AC shouldn't be using up 1,300 watts. Oh, you know what? There's a battery converter that's charging the house batteries. Oh, you gonna help out, bud? Let's see if there's a way we could shut this off. Converter, 15 amp. Should be two 15s and then a 20. Two 15s and then a 20. So this should be the converter. Let's go ahead and turn the converter off. That will prevent the house batteries from being charged off of this. I'm hoping that'll buy us a couple hundred watts. All right, where are we at now? 1,300. That's odd. Would that AC really draw 18 or 1,300 watts? I don't know. Maybe we need to go ahead and set more panels out. But first, let's see. Beer. Well, I put another 400 watts of panels out. I had to hook, in order to get that to work, those two back there are hooked into series together, and then this is hooked into parallel into the two that are in series. And then that kept everything within specs. So let's see now, with 400 extra watts coming in, well, potentially 400 watts coming in, we'll see where we're at. 944. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Plugged in. Huh. All right, so I have them all laying flat. I'm wondering if the sun is just too high in the sky. So let's see now if this makes a difference. $1,064, and we're drawing 1,300 watts. It's saying it'll last 1 day, 1.1 days. But we're not going to have sun all night. We're trying to get it to charge because it's only sitting at 81% right now. So this panel is ideal for this situation because it only lays flat on the ground, does not have a stand. But that's probably going to hurt us later when we have to set them up when the sun's going down in the evening. Okay. Okay, so that panel is hooked into that one in series, which is hooked into that one in parallel. So that one and those two are hooked into parallel together. It doesn't really matter. All right, let's go plug it in and see where we're at. All right, you can kind of see we're pulling now, we're bringing in 1,108 watts. Still drawing 1,300. So there's something that's not right. We have 2,400 watts of solar out here. Not a single cloud in the sky. Sun's perfectly aligned up with these things. It seems like it's kind of capping out a little over 1,000, no matter what. Because there's no way we're pulling just at what, 1,000 before I hooked up another 500 watts. There's no way that panel's only getting 100 watts coming in. So here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to keep this off very long, so we're gonna make this extremely quick. Go ahead and shut the AC off. There's the no numbers right there. Let's go see what this camper's pulling without the AC. Back up. I just can't imagine that AC pulling 1,300 watts. Okay, can you see that? 24 watts. Right here. Shut the AC off, it's only pulling 22 watts. So that is the AC drawing 1300 watts. I could already kind of tell you where this night's gonna go. I'm glad I have a power place to plug in, because I don't foresee this lasting all night, but we'll see. I could be jumping the gun here. You gonna get them geese? There's one there. There's a bunch, kind of right there. Hard to see in the camera, I think. Well, it's 8:20. I'm sitting here watching these geese, watching the sun go down. Kind of fell asleep. I took a nap for a couple hours. You know, what better to do camping than take a nap? But man, my sleep schedule has been all messed up here recently. Just like I'm finding it hard to go to bed before like 2 a.m. I'm waking up at like 8 and taking naps at like 6, 7 in the evening. I need to get back on track with my sleeping schedule, because that's messing me all up here. Anyways, still running off the power station. Obviously not getting any sun coming in, but power station is still going. But have a pretty special dinner planned tonight. Something I didn't even know existed. Frankly, it seems a bit disgusting, but I figure I'm down here in the South. I'm in Texas. I think I'm in Texas. I might be in Oklahoma, kind of right on the border. Either way. And I saw this thing at the store, and I kind of thought it was a joke. Like, I think I've heard of it before, but I didn't really think it was a real thing. Hang on, I'll just show you here in a second what we're going to have. It's not the main dish, but it's going to be, we're going to call it a side dish. Boiled peanuts. Original, slow kettle cooked. The South's favorite snack. Pop open and enjoy. You even warm this up. Pour contents into trusty saucepan, warm to your preferred temperature. Oh, they're going to leave it up to me. So he went ahead and pulled out the cast iron. It's been a few minutes since I've had this thing out. We're just going to fry up some hamburger here. Give him a jug of iced tea here. Unsweetened, but yeah. Maybe the South is wearing off on me, because I actually don't even really drink that much iced tea, but I'm buying about a gallon here recently. Got a little Mason boy over here snoozing. Come on, buddy. Just enjoying that AC blowing on you. This guy always likes sleeping over here for some reason. Probably because I sit over here a lot. Huh. He just likes sitting next to me, huh? Well, it's 10 o'clock. Yes, I need to update my wallpaper. Still running off the power station. If I would have started at 100%, it probably would have got me all through the night. But I started at, what was it, like 78% or something like that. So we're already down to like 30% right now. I'll probably just leave it plugged in till it goes out. But honestly, even though this thing, the power station, kind of failed my test, I probably was expecting a little bit too much out of it. The compressor on this thing, if you know anything about, hold on, let me get the camera right. If you know anything about air conditioners, there's a compressor in there, and that's what draws the majority of the power. So with it being so humid and so hot here, the compressor never shut off. Typically on air conditioners, it will like cool the room down, shut off. It'll draw way less watts. It'll give time for like the solar to catch up and charge the battery a little bit. Then it kicks back on and this and that. That's typically how an air conditioner should work. But because it was so hot, I'm out in the sun, it's humid. I had this thing set to 66 all day long. Maybe 65 earlier, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And then the temperature gauge up here, you can see the highest it got to today was 79. So it still got warm in here. It was kind of hovering around 76 the majority of the day. So it was 10 degrees off from ever shutting off. So the compressor just never shut off. It just drew 1300 watts all day long. So if weather conditions were a little bit different, or if I was back in Arizona where, you know, by this time of night it would be nice and cool and I could just have the windows open, I wouldn't have this thing running all night, then it would be a pretty feasible option. Or if I lived a little further north and just had just all day generalized or generally cooler temperatures all day long, maybe if it was in the 80s, low 80s, high 70s, something like that, I feel like the power station with the solar panels would be perfect. But I probably just put it to the furthest extreme test it could possibly go on. So I don't call it a complete fail. I'm still shocked. I mean, we're still running off of it. There's not a lot of power stations out there that would do that. But anyways, well, hamburger's looking pretty good, so I think this is about done. Not even thinking. I'm done cooking a hamburger, and I haven't even thought about warming up my peanuts, which is never a sentence I thought I was ever going to say in my life. But I think this is going to be the pan for it. Joey's living in an RV. You got to move 15 things to get to one thing. Just barely sits in there. So you can shut the cabinet. Looks nice though when the door's shut, right? You watch it be my favorite snack. Oh no, that does not look good. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of has like a, I mean, it smells like peanuts, but I don't really know what it smells like. Looky there, what's this? Let's take that out. Yeah. A couple shells in there. You know, I kind of thought the shells were going to be like soggy, but they don't seem to be soggy. I'm going to take out these few that are open already. Let's get these suckers heated up. Am I the only one that just feels like this is just wrong? I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. Like, I never thought I'd be looking at a pot full of peanuts soaking in hot water. I feel like there's a large portion of people out there that are right on board with where I'm at right now. But I feel like there's a bunch of people out there that are probably laughing. Like, this is probably their favorite snack. I don't know. Alright, one hot steamy pan of nuts. They're boiling. That's probably hot enough. We'll go ahead and shut that off. Get some guacamole, shredded lettuce. Take these. Pickles. Some cheese. There's some ketchup. Oh. All right. You're not gonna eat that, buddy. Come back. Stop eating the lettuce. Don't eat the lettuce. You really? Oh, you eat the rest of that thing. It's one of these days. Try this again. Some lettuce on there. Hamburger. Whoa, little ketchup. Wow, okay, that's my favorite pickles. Right there. I don't get them all the time, but when I do, some cheese on that. I mean, what do you eat it with the juice? I don't think so. Here we go. We're just gonna start with that. They seem kind of swelled up. Kind of gone from worried about it to confusion. Like, I don't. First of all, it just tastes like peanuts that are soaked in water. Maybe they do have other flavors. That would be kind of cool to try other flavors. I'm just confused, like, hey, back up, get down. They're not bad. I don't know if they're going to be like my favorite snack. Some of you guys have asked what I'm doing out here still in this area, Oklahoma, Texas area. I have an appointment in a couple of weeks that I'm really excited about, and I'm obviously going to share it with you guys. I'm going to make a couple of videos about it, but I'm just trying to save the mileage on my truck. I don't want to drive all the way back west just to come back out here in a couple of weeks, so we're just hanging out here until then. I'm definitely not hanging out here because of the weather, because it has just been nonstop, day after day of mid to upper 90s, horrible humidity. I remember now why I moved from the Midwest. I love the Midwest, don't get me wrong. The people over here, the culture, like, I just feel like I'm at home. When I'm back over here, I just love just going anywhere, to the gas station, whatever, talking to people. I don't know. I love being over here. But the mosquitoes and the humidity, not for me. What? They're not bad. 11:08, AC just kicked off. So that honestly lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to last. So I'm going to go ahead and just plug it in, or plug in the camper outside. Good morning. I just couldn't. I don't know. I went to bed because I was tired. I just like passed out. I think I fell asleep for like an hour, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. I laid there till probably 3, 4 a.m. And then now it's almost lunchtime. I don't know. And it's just a trickle effect of stuff after that. It's so hot outside now that just cooking breakfast, it's 84 degrees in here. So now it's almost too hot to eat breakfast or drink coffee. I don't know. It seems like I go in waves. Like I know I work and operate better. Like my body and everything works better when I sleep from like 9 to 10 p.m. somewhere in there, all the way to like maybe 6 a.m. I know that's kind of the natural cycle of how it's supposed to work, but with never really needing to be anywhere at any certain time, and never needing to get up at a certain time, and never having to like go to bed at a certain time, it's like my whole cycle just starts shifting and turning, and then I just get to a point kind of where I'm at now, where I just need like a reset. It's kind of odd to wake up and have the whole world already halfway through the day doing stuff, and here I am just dragging my butt out of bed. All right, well, I know it's kind of a shitty ending, but got some fun plans for the next couple videos, so hopefully you guys stick around for that. And yeah, anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys then. Thanks, bye.